is SportsCenter.
Hi, and welcome back to SportsCenter. We're here after week 3 of the NBA. We introduced some new suppliers this week, and we have a lot of exciting games to tell you about. Clint?
Well, you know, some things are very predictable in week 3. You can count on Matt Schaub throwing a pick 6, everybody in the stadium leaving angry, and you can count on a Celtics victory.
Right.
The Celtics, again, all these new vendors, this was their week to be had. It looked like an upset brewing. They were actually on the ropes, but 4 fouls by the Mavs. Jody Abel, Rocky Lestos, Doug Zalewski, and Brian Lee all fouled out. Their points don't count, and the Celtics go 3-0.
That's incredible. And those Celtics are virtually unstoppable this year.
They seem to be right now. It seems to, I mean, again, you can pretty much predict Kubiak's offense, and you can predict these guys going to score quite a few points every week.
That's just phenomenal team effort. We had the Lakers and the Spurs also going head-to-head. You know, the Spurs were ahead at halftime, and despite a last-minute surge by Todd Richards of the Lakers, they held on to win, 44-16 to 4,032. Todd Richards led the Lakers with 1,700 points, and Chris Manziel finally made it to the boards with 42 points. Victor Rodriguez is nursing a sprained ankle. We hope to have him back next week. Head coach Todd Anderson, Kaufman, Pappas, Fight all showed improved point contributions this week. Spurs defense held the Lakers to 600 points less than games 1 and 2. Outstanding job on the Spurs. Richardson and Diaz again combined for nearly 2,500 points. Kramer, Juno, Wendell, Boyer shooting consistent from the perimeter, hitting 3-pointers. Porter was out with a low GP sprain. Hope he can make it back next week. Congratulations to the Spurs.
I got to tell you, Trey, I'm just glad you didn't yell this week. You were very prepared. Let me ask you a question. If a duck quacks and a chicken clucks, what's a pelican do?
Squeak.
A pelican squeaks. I got to tell you what they do. You know what they do? They absolutely kick the Thunder's butt this week. The Pelicans are a dominant force. They're not undefeated, but they are going to be a force to be reckoned with throughout the rest of this deal. Something happened here with these new vendors coming in that really spurred these teams. The Pelicans took off. Todd Richards is a force, but he wasn't even the top scorer this week. The Pelicans beat the Thunder again. The Thunder could have won this game, but 4 fouls. Andy Mims, Scott Dickerson, the coach, William, Shaughnessy, they all fouled out. The Pelicans rolled. I guess they squeaked their way to a victory. Is that what you're saying?
I'll tell you what, whatever Carrie Sweet Pea Gerber has going on,
Holy
it's
cow.
working.
Let me get my chair up here. All right, Trey, what do you got there? What's the last game on tap here?
All right, we got the Bulls and the Heat wrapping it up here. The Bulls were down 208 points at halftime. They come back and outscore the Heat 760 points to win, 32-67 to 27-15. Sarah Rao made it off the injured reserve list and led the Heat with 939 points. Way to go, Sarah. Dusart was back in the lineup, and head coach Damon Coburn, Landrill, and McCauley all caught the GP bug and did not make it to the game. When you have 30% of your team out, it's hard to win. Head coach Chuck Rushing rallied his team. We're talking about the Heat now. Bulls. Chuck Rushing rallied his team. Without a 1,000-point shooter, you know, it's hard to win a game. You got to have everybody contributing at a high level.
It's kind of like when Matt Schaub throws an interception and the other team scores a touchdown every single week. It's kind of hard to win anything.
It's hard to win. It's easy to give it away, but Chuck Rushing rallied his team. Martinez was back on the boards. Bush led with 853 points. Nice contributions by Rushing, Jones, Coulter, Cisneros, and Joseph. You know, the Bulls had the fewest points of the 3 winners this week. The Bulls had the fewest points. They're going to have to get Beal to find his zeal. Then we'll make it to the playoffs.
That was well said, Trey. That was well said. I got to tell you, I think that wraps up the week 3. Next week, we look for Steve Week and the Celtics. The Spurs can remain undefeated. And my question is, will Damon Coburn find a win this year? Back to you guys.
Na 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 na.